Have you ever felt like a castaway in a vast ocean of information, yearning for a lighthouse of wisdom to illuminate your path through the darkness? In the face of the complex and multifaceted challenges that modern life relentlessly imposes upon us, there echoes an ancient voice, one that still resonates with surprising clarity. St. Augustine. A philosophical guide capable of radically transforming not only our perception of the world, but most importantly, of ourselves. His immortal masterpiece, The City of God, transcends the label of a dusty old book. It emerges as a timeless and meticulously crafted map designed to help us navigate the turbulent storms of existence. Imagine possessing the insight to unlock the secrets that make it possible to build a society that is inherently more just and equitable, to discover an oasis of inner peace amid the deafening chaos surrounding us, and to recover fundamental values tragically lost in the frantic pace of modern life. The intellectual journey we now propose is far more than a superficial analysis. It is a deep and transformative immersion into the heart of Augustinian thought, where we will deconstruct his foundational ideas on justice, unwavering faith, and the tireless pursuit of the highest good. We will carefully explore how these seemingly abstract concepts manifest tangibly in our everyday lives, and how we can apply them practically to build a brighter, more hopeful future for all. Prepare yourself for a profound metamorphosis. By the end of this enriching exploration, you'll not only have a sophisticated understanding of Augustine's philosophy, but you'll also be equipped with the intellectual tools to re-evaluate your beliefs, act with renewed purpose, and help shape a world that reflects your most authentic and noble values. Awaken the sleeping philosopher within and embark on this unprecedented intellectual adventure, one that promises clarity of mind, a deep sense of hope, and a renewed sense of responsibility to the world around you. In a world where many feel disoriented by complexity and speed, Augustine's philosophy shines like a lighthouse, guiding us through uncertainty. But why, in the 21st century, should we turn to a thinker from the 4th? Because his insights still speak powerfully to our current reality, the search for meaning, the fragility of human institutions, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. The City of God was written during a time of crisis. With the Roman Empire in decline, Augustine witnessed the fall of a civilization. Amid the chaos, he sought answers to understand human suffering and the apparent absence of justice. This experience led him to develop a philosophy that contrasts two cities: the earthly city, marked by selfishness and the pursuit of power, and the city of God, built on the love of God and the pursuit of virtue. Exploring the City of God is not only a way to understand Augustine's thinking, but also to discover practical tools for facing today's dilemmas. His reflections on justice, faith, and love can inspire us to reassess our values and act more consciously and responsibly, helping build a more just and fraternal society. The goal is to make Augustine's thought both accessible and relevant, showing that philosophy can be a powerful tool for transforming the world and ourselves. What if we put theory into practice? Share in the comments how you believe Augustine's teachings can be applied in daily life. Your voice is essential to enrich our community and help build a more ethical future. Subscribe to continue learning and not miss the next videos filled with wisdom. To truly internalize Augustine's teachings and apply them, we must translate his ideas into concrete action. Let's start with justice. Augustine believed true justice comes from God. But that doesn't mean we should passively accept injustice in the world. On the contrary, we must actively work toward more just societies, even knowing perfection is unattainable. How do we do this? First, through education. Understanding our rights and duties is essential to fight injustice. Second, through active participation in political life. Voting, monitoring our representatives, and holding them accountable are all ways to exercise our citizenship and influence decisions that affect us all. When it comes to faith, Augustine invites us to seek deeper meaning in life through meditation, art, nature, or human connection. Faith helps us face challenges with resilience and find hope even in dark times. Finally, the pursuit of the good. For Augustine, this means placing love for others above self-interest. It means generosity, compassion, and solidarity, and the courage to stand up for what is right, even when it requires sacrifice. By living out these principles, we help build a city of God here in this world, a place where justice, faith, and love triumph over selfishness and violence. One of the greatest challenges we face today is a crisis of values. The obsession with power and wealth, extreme individualism, and the relativization of truth erode social bonds and threaten the foundations of a sustainable future. Augustine warned us about the dangers of the earthly city, a society dominated by ambition and ego, where love and justice are neglected. Understanding the city of God is urgent now, because it gives us a critical lens to interpret our present. By contrasting the earthly city with the city of God, Augustine invites us to rethink our values and choose a different path, one that prioritizes the common good, social justice, and the pursuit of virtue. To grasp the urgency of Augustine's philosophy, we must dive into the key concepts behind the city of God. The first, and most fundamental, is the distinction between two cities, the earthly and the divine. But what exactly did Augustine mean? The earthly city, for Augustine, represents a society centered on self-love, material wealth, and power. It is the city of sin, injustice, and violence, where individuals pursue selfish desires, often at the expense of others. This city is not necessarily a physical place, but a state of mind, a way of life centered on the self. In contrast, the city of God represents a community of people who love God above all else, and who seek justice, peace, and virtue. It is not a geographical location, but a spiritual reality, an ideal to be pursued. Its citizens are those who strive to live according to the teachings of Christ, seeking the common good and loving their neighbor as themselves. It's important to emphasize that these two cities are not completely separate. They coexist in the world, and each person participates, to some extent, in both. The struggle between these two cities plays out within each of us, in the tension between our selfish desires and our longing for a fuller, more virtuous life. For Augustine, true happiness can only be found in the city of God, in union with God and in love for one another. But how do we reach this happiness? Through faith, hope, and charity, theological virtues that guide us toward God. Throughout this journey, we've explored the depth of Augustine's thought and its powerful relevance for our time. But some questions may still linger. Is the pursuit of the city of God just an unreachable utopia? Can Augustinian philosophy truly help us build a better world? It's important to recognize that perfection does not belong to this world. Even Augustine acknowledged the imperfection of the earthly city and the difficulty of fully realizing the city of God. But that doesn't mean we should stop striving for a more just and fraternal world. On the contrary, the search for the city of God is an ongoing process. An ideal that guides us, inspires us, and invites us to act more consciously and responsibly. So, what can you do today to begin putting these teachings into practice? Start by reflecting on your own values. How can you align your actions with your principles? Seek daily opportunities to practice justice, solidarity, and compassion. These small, consistent gestures become the building blocks of a life rooted in truth and directed toward the eternal. To continue deepening your understanding of Augustine's philosophy, we strongly recommend reading The City of God, along with his other works. These writings are timeless invitations to interior transformation and a higher mode of thinking. We also invite you to join study groups and participate in discussions about ethics, politics, and spirituality. Together, we can lay the foundations for a brighter and more virtuous future. The ultimate teaching that echoes through the ages, flowing from the luminous mind of St. Augustine, is a fervent call, unwavering hope and transformative action. The city of God is not merely a destination to be found, but an ongoing endeavor to be built, one block at a time. With every act of benevolence, every demonstration of equity, and every moment of genuine faith, we are called to be co-builders of this divine city. May this immersion into Augustinian thought not mark an end, but rather the dawn of a lifelong pursuit of transcendent wisdom and intrinsic virtue. Let Augustine's seminal ideas inspire you to re-examine your core principles, to act with greater discernment, and to contribute actively to the shaping of a world defined by justice and universal brotherhood. Let philosophy be your moral compass, guiding your decisions toward the collective good. And remember, true transformation always begins within. By cultivating unconditional love, boundless compassion, and sincere solidarity in our hearts, we gain the power to reshape the world around us, to pave the way toward a brighter future for all humanity.